Hello, my name is Mariana, and today this is a reading for Pisces. So, Pisces, as usual, I'm doing a reading with my own tarot deck, so the cards that you'll see are from this deck. So, Pisces, there are pretty big energies here, especially the three last cards that came all together, and they are all three major arcana, and we already have like two major arcana here. So I feel like the message that is coming today for you is a message that is overall very significant, very relevant in terms of a big change, a big move, in terms of you going towards your destiny. But it's like for you at first, it feels like things are as usual. Things are on track. Your day to day hasn't changed that much. Things are just going by as they are or as they usually go. And I feel like that gives you the sense of balance, the sense of harmony, the sense of dealing with practical stuff, with mundane things in a very balanced way, because we're beginning with the Six of Pentacles. So the Six of Pentacles to me brought this sense of security and stability and things moving in a pace that is, neither too slow or too fast. It's just right. So things are progressing in this very rightful way, in this very peaceful way, in this very harmonious and balanced way. But the thing about the Six of Pentacles, differently from the rest of the reading, is that for you, it's almost like things are so on track, Pisces, that you wouldn't be, bothered to just keep on doing the same things. It's like you would be happy to just flow the same way that you have lived your life, right? It's like you have built this kind of routine or work for you, or just life overall for you, that goes in a way that feels very fair, feels very balanced, feels very just for you. But the rest of the cards, it's almost like maybe you don't realize this yet. You feel or you think, because there's not much going on a daily basis, or in the physical aspect that is giving you the perspective at first that things are drastically changing, because you're just going by your day, and you're doing the same things. You're taking care of the same chores, the same activities, going to the same places, doing the same things. So it's like, just a very ordinary day. The Wheel of Fortune coming next, it was already talking about something being unlocked. This message came up in a few readings ago. I can't remember if it was in the collective or if it was in the Aquarius reading. But this was talking about unlocking this door, unlocking this safe, actually, instead of a door. It's almost like this very huge defense, right? It's like this threshold that is heavy, right? Like a safe lock or a safe door. So it's being unlocked, right? Because the way that I was seeing this was, each space here, each quadrant of, the Wheel of Fortune is this, it's like this empty space. It's like this, I don't know if that's, common, somewhere else other than Brazil, but there are some types of drains in showers, or yeah, I think mostly in showers, that it's like they are able to close and to stay open, right? It's like you have like this manual regulation, manual switch, and it feels like that, right? It feels like there is this massive unlocking of the Wheel of Fortune that is now opening the floodgates, in a sense, opening like you to your destiny to receive something that is feeling like blessings. Because the Magician here is coming through reversed. What I heard with the Magician reversed was a shower of blessings. But the thing about this Magician and the Wheel of Fortune is that the Wheel of Fortune, it's almost like this is the top view of this side. And whenever this Magician is reversed, the way that I interpret or that I see this part of the hat is like the veil, but the veil from, other dimensions, almost like, the unknown, the universal unknown. And there is this part of the hat that represent like this lens of the Magician and focusing on you, focusing on the one that, this reading is for, because there are, stars and blessings specifically coming through the other side of the veil, because now the drain is open, now the faucet is open, now the floodgates are open. It's like the lock has been unlocked, right? So the passage now is free for the blessings to come. But as I said, like the Six of Pentacles for you, maybe you don't realize the bigness of this, because for you things are, just normal, right? It's like you already feel very blessed for the harmonious life that you have, which might be very simple, right? It's like maybe you don't have too much, maybe you have just enough, but that makes you feel like you are, building this very secure life. And it's interesting because it's like here, it's like this state of harmony, it's actually part of the reason why you don't realize the importance of this moment. And maybe you don't perceive that the floodgates are now opening, and part of the harmony, part of the balance, part of the fairness, the justice, just the equal give and take that you're receiving, it's because you've been sensing glimpses of what the Magician is giving to you, right? It's like now the lenses are being adjusted, so it's almost like the opening of the floodgates could be seen also as like the adjustment of the lens of the Magician. So when the Magician focuses straight on you, it's almost like it's going to bring even more blessings. So what you feel like it's, more than enough perhaps, or just enough, right for you. So what you have right now, it's exactly what you need, right? You don't need more, right? It's like you have a very balanced life, a sustainable life. But that's just the beginning of the blessings coming in, right? Because it's like the lock is being unlocked. The floodgates are now like just showering you with blessings, showering you with magic. So it's like if you thought things were good already, and you could just progress forward because you were fine, you are fine, you are more than fine. It's like you're glad that you have found this harmonious lifestyle. So maybe you didn't want to change that. But the thing about the Magician coming reversed is that, more and more and more revelations that were kept inside the hat are now revealed. But as I said, it's like there is this phase of adjustment. So the next card, which is, the intriguing part for me, which is the Two of Cups, actually the way that it jumped out of the deck was reversed as well. And I actually turned it upright because I don't know, maybe the meaning that the Two of Cups reversed was coming with, I didn't want to accept, right? Or I didn't want to it's not that I didn't want to see. It's almost like, maybe your stance of the Six of Pentacles, right? Things are so good, so why change them now? It's like, now that I'm feeling like I found my groove, like I found my routine, I found, the activities that are, sustaining this lifestyle in a very balanced way. Why change this now? Because I have found, you know, my tracks in a sense. So I'm going to actually keep this Two of Cups reversed, because even though I didn't want to see it, I feel like it's important, and it's bringing an image that is very mind-boggling, to be honest. It's tying back to an image that I saw on Instagram a few days ago. A friend of mine posted, she is in India. She posted, you know, a space that she went for meditation, where there is this rock or this funnel, or I don't really know what it is. It's hanging on the ceiling, and there is this it's kind of like the drain, right, of this hanging sink. I don't know what that is. And then there is this it's like this flower arrangement on the bottom where the drops of water were falling down. And so it's like you make an offer like that. You make an offer by pouring the water and allowing it to go down, and, you know, just nourish, in a sense, the altar made of flowers. But the thing about the image that I was seeing, maybe because it was like this optical illusion, was instead of, you know, the drops falling down, I was seeing them going up. So from the flower bouquet or from the altar into the drain. So this is why I feel like the Two of Cups is coming reversed, because it's kind of like that. It's almost like, yes, the floodgates are now open. Yes, the lens of the magician is now focusing on you. There are more blessings coming in. But maybe in regards to a specific relationship, it's almost like things are going in the reverse, right? It's like, if things are great, right? Things are just fulfilling in a very harmonious way. Why is this entering the veil instead of coming out of the veil? Because this is what I was seeing with the Two of Cups reversed. It's like, instead of the drops going down, it's like they were going up into the head of the magician, back to the veil. It's almost like maybe something that you thought was going to be very straightforward, very, you know, like following this path, you know, a traditional path of falling in love, you know, dating the person, and then, you know, getting engaged and marrying and forming a family and all of that. It's kind of reversed, and it's almost like you cannot see the future with that person any longer, right? It's because it's like it's gone back to behind the veil, because it's almost like the magician here adjusting the lens. It's like the blessings that are coming. This is the weird part, right? But I feel like it has to do with the give and take, because it's almost like you cannot have all the blessings unless you sacrifice something. And I trying to find another word for that, but is the word that is coming through, because it feels very like a negotiation. And it, you know, in my mind, in my feeling, in my heart, that doesn't feel very fair. So, you know, this is weird, right? If things are fair or have been fair until now, why bringing more blessings mean having to, it's like having to cut a cord, or having to, like, because the magician talks about manifestation, right? And if the stars that are being brought by the magician, like the glimpses of magic, are now going to increase, it's almost like that is going to directly affect your romantic life, your personal life, because that, it's almost like that's not meant to be seen at the moment. If it's the case that you are in a relationship, right? Maybe this is something that you wish for, right? Maybe, you know, a stable partnership. But I want to say things are going through this change, going through this transition. And it's like maybe seeing things in an odd way, just like I was seeing this optical illusion of the drops of water going back to the vase, to the vessel, to the sink, hanging sink. It's almost like that's meant to like just bring your attention to your own path, because the Nine of Wands is coming next. It's almost like if you were too focused in a partnership, in a relationship of whatever kind, especially romantic, right? I want to emphasize that. It's like things would just go by as usual in a very fair way. But because you're meant to receive more and more blessings now that the Magician has focused on you, it's like the path might feel a little bit lonely or a little bit more challenging, like you were, without this person by your side, or without, this hope for a relationship, because now it's gone back to this unknown, right? So it's almost like a big question mark. It's like you don't have access anymore to this aspect of your life, because things are meant to move in a way that, yes, there are going to be challenges, right? Because of the traditional meaning of the Nine of Wands. But because of the three cards that are coming next, especially this one, which is so gorgeous because it's like the most potent ingredient that you can have to make this path of flowers blossom. So the sun, it's like this beautiful uplifting ingredient that is actually going to uplift your mood whenever you feel like you are lonely, whenever you feel like you don't have a partner because this is now evaporated from your life, or it feels like things are going in the reverse, so in the reversed. So if things were following kind of like a straightforward path, it's almost like they're going back to the beginning, right? So maybe feeling like you are like desiring a partnership, desiring, it's like the Nine of Wands, it's almost like this phase before you fell in love with this person, or it's almost like before you had hopes for a relationship. So it's almost like maybe going back to that moment where you're feeling abandoned, or where you're feeling like in a struggling situation, but the sun is here to uplift you, is here to like renew your hopes, right? Because it's like this, it's almost like the sun wants to go back to like childhood, right? Because the traditional image of the sun is like this child just playing, right? It's like the child is not worried if they're going to find a partner or not. So it's almost like if things are walking backwards in a sense and being rewinded, right? To the point that now you thought that this was going in a certain direction and it's actually going the opposite direction because of the blessings that are coming. It's almost like blessings in disguise, right? Because at this moment in time, it's like you just wish you could keep on following this track that you were, just, it's almost like this detour, right? And the Magician is here like, no, 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 no. Like, let me remove this, because you're actually walking on this path, and maybe you got sidetracked. Maybe you fell in love, right? But it's meant to be your path and your path only, so that you can see the blessings in this journey by yourself. Because it's almost like go back before that. Go back like even when you were just a kid, when you were just a child, Pisces. And it's like, remember your spontaneity. Remember how playful you were. And it's like every single challenge was just, this chance of you learning new things and like just entering new adventures, right? So they weren't really struggles. They were more like games, right? Games that you were always like having fun, right? It's like the spontaneity and fun, it's like they're all here, right? The playfulness, the joy, and all of that. So the Judgment and the Chariot. All of these cards fell from the deck together at the same time. The sun came first because it was the only one that was facing up. So it was the first one that I saw, which I feel like it's almost like this light at the light at the end of the tunnel, because it's like you're being brought back to the point where this journey started, you know, before you got sidetracked by a relationship, or maybe, you know what I mean, right? By the hopes of having a relationship, just, you know, lost in your own dreams. But it's not meant to be hard. It's actually meant to be like this launch pad, because this is what the Chariot and the Judgment is talking about. It's like the Judgment to me is like this very powerful tool. So it's like this technique, or this it's almost like something that you carry with you that just launches you, that creates this fuel that boosts your chariot. And I feel like that's a different speed than the pace that you were here. Here, again, as I said, it wasn't slow, it wasn't fast. It was just, you know, enjoying the ride. It's like you weren't trying to rush things or to slow down things. You were just enjoying the ride. But the blessings that the Magician is bringing, it's really speeding up things to the point that I feel like things, if you haven't realized that things are changing in a big way, with this boost of confidence and spontaneity and fun and joy that the sun is going to bring you, it's like you're going to realize the significance of this moment in time, and that it's almost like you need to pick up your pace somehow. It's like, yes, there is a little bit of urgency with the Chariot, especially because of the Judgment, because the Judgment here, it's almost like this it's like this tap on the back, right? It's almost like, but it's almost like, you know, just pushing you forward and like saying, you need to use this, go ahead, go on, you're meant to move to a specific destiny. And I feel like, because the bottom of the deck is the Strength card, it's so intriguing, this reading today, Pisces, because I feel like this is your higher self, right? And it's almost like you have this higher self like looking at you. It's almost like maybe they're the ones, right? Because, you know, Strength and the Sun, right? Both of them are this representative of Leo. So it's almost like this boost of confidence that is coming from this other side of the veil. But it's like, it's not like you are, okay, so that's interesting. It's not like this love relationship was shoved to the other side of the veil, back to the unknown. It's almost like you are so on the other side, on the side of the Magician, that the Magician can focus on you, that this relationship cannot cross over to the other side, right? It's like you cannot bring that person to the other side with you. So it's like it's not this optical illusion. It's just that you're changing sides because you're back on your track. And this track, because, you know, of the fire element and this path of flowers, because it's like, you know, it's like you, how do I describe this? It's like you becoming excited for the challenges. It's like you're not afraid of them, but yes, there is a lot of strength and courage needed for this, because there is this push, there is this need to speed up, right? It's like you need to hurry up a little bit, Pisces. Maybe this relationship kind of slowed you down, but as I said, it's like you were enjoying that. It was fair and it was nice and it was harmonious. But for you to receive everything that is in your path and all the blessings of the Magician, it's like, allow your higher self to give you this boost of confidence. And it's like, know that you're not alone. Know that you're not you know, being abandoned by any means. It's like they're there just watching over you, right? And this watching over message also came in the collective. So it's almost like, but here in a more individual way, right? Especially because the 9 represent the individual path. So there is a big, big, big change ahead for you, but I feel like you need to start moving, right? So Pisces, I am going to pull more cards for you, as well as the astrological rooms in the extended reading. So if you want to join me there, I'll be very happy to see you. You can find the link down below. If not, I'll see you next time. Okay, bye.